Oh, I probably need to, I don't have enough profit factor for any of this stuff yet. Who's Gordy Skatov? The flabby man in worn clothes sighs sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up at you do you notice his eyes. Large, piercing, full of sorrow, a stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Would it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Let me introduce myself. I am an architectural historian. And you look depressed. What happened? Here is the story of Gordy Satkov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. Okay, he was born 2 sectors from here. Inherited his family's fortune, traveled and documented the development of architectural thought in different worlds, so one day came into the possession of something quite special. He pulls out what looks like a book or an album with homemade leather covering out of its bag. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please tell us some more. As Cassia takes a step forward, Gordy smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses. Okay. Engrossed in his description, he stands up and starts tracing the outlines of arches and galleries with his hand. Okay. Adira's bored. She's like, this doesn't excite me. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back into his seat. I'm sorry I got carried away. I couldn't wait to see this incredible station. I gathered my savings and set on a journey. Across 2 sectors, for a common citizen like myself, took me 107 years in real space time. For me, it was much less than that, someone in the neighborhood of 35. And after all those years, I reached my dream, and what did I see? A dump in the place of an exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns, the marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. So he's been here a dozen years. He's broke, I'm betting. Okay, so I'm going to say, but you're an architecture historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? He strokes his goatee in thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together from the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe if the places have taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Thank you for hearing me out. Poor as a church mouse, but I have something to offer you. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting, a ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking the form of a riddle, it describes certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these little riddles lead to something? I'll gladly share with what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles? A flash of burning, almost childlike curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Haven't you tried to do it on your own? Yeah, I have, but I'm an old man who's blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. Alright. Tell me of the places and the riddles. A bridge supposed to go through things to avoid towards the asteroid. Only a couple of spans are built. Still, if the case survived all those years, it's there somewhere. In the destroyed bridge. Second location is the lantern to the great cathedral. A lantern in a small tower on top of a dome. The whole atrium is just a nave. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was supposed to be a cynical room. Okay. They gave me a couple of places to go look.
I always have a backup plan.
This is the first time I've seen a carouse option.
Nothing's impossible for this
The
old
decanter
officer.
used to contain a cheap amasec, which for sake of attractiveness has obviously been... Man, I hate how the text doesn't go all the way down sometimes because it pops too quick. Obviously been enriched with deodorizing agent. Octaviana. The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. The artwork looks really cool on her, if you can see that. That's a cool piece of art. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Damascus, sir. What can Octavian get for you? Amasek? Hello? Something more interesting? It can't be. Are you Sister Agenta? The Sister Agenta? The one who's the worst scum on footfall, shaking in their boots. The whole station's talking about you. And here you are in the flesh in our humble Damascus. Argenta stops her torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory itself. But you can catch a glint in her eye and tell she's enjoying the enraptured attention. What can you tell me about the Anvers gang? Huh. Anvers are scum among scum. No hierarchy, no territory. Only a nameless leader who most of them haven't even seen once. The most recent Amber leaflets, the ones so fresh you can smell the ink off them, always show up in the same area on the Big Slum asteroid. Let me show you where it is real quick. Right around here. I'm positive they're printing their little poems somewhere in this area. So this is a bar. It's been one thing after the other lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of the local hooch. Pascal's respirator, hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, "The alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across such an unusual application. An exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah." Take a good look at it. The glass contains a liquid that is clearly made from spent promethium. It's moonshine, virtually unfiltered. Quickly blows the drinker off their feet, and when imbued regularly turns the liver into a bubbling sponge. What is this swill? She grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds in a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. Alright. The amasec warms your throat pleasantly. You can make out a hint of spice, the flavor of an oak barrel, and a distinct earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you'd like. How are things here on Footfile? So you can get rumors here, I'm assuming. There's a lot of text here, everybody. I'm skim reading. I'm not gonna try to read all this. That's the one I've got a first impressions video I'm gonna do soon, and that's gonna be one of my cons. Is that they have done. I mentioned this in my first early thoughts video. There's a ton of text, which is great if you're just playing the game, but when you're streaming it like I do, and this is purely from the content creator's perspective. When you stream, like a few hours a day, and then you make, I'm talking into a microphone like 10, 12 hours a day, and having to read lines and walls and walls and walls and walls and walls and walls of text on top of that is just, it's not a pleasant experience from the perspective of the content creator. It's like, if you're gonna provide walls of text, that's great. But I wish they would have done more voiceovers. And I realize that the budget is not that thing. It's a small nitpick. It doesn't take away from my enjoyment. From a purely enjoyable perspective, I love walls of text. But from a streaming perspective, it sucks. Because, you want to read everything, but at the same time, I can't be reading walls and walls and walls of text, like, for 6 hours a day on top of all the other stuff. I wouldn't have a voice left. Okay. Great place, the new name fits it. Alright, I'll be going.
Let us not dawdle.
The machine god grants the insight.
Can I go down there? No, it doesn't look like I can. So that's essentially all of that environment. So this was just a tavern. I'm being reminded about the time. I will be stopping early tonight. So tonight's a big festival in Mexico where we're at, and the big parade went by earlier, and it's a firework parade, and I'm not gonna be able to stream with the fireworks going off because it's gonna start soon. It's like 8:40. It's gonna start like 9 to 10 somewhere in that bracket. So anyway, there was a parade that went by earlier, and it was like 45 minutes of just nonstop fireworks, and it's like just explosive fireworks. Like it's not tons of flowery lights, it's just loud explosions. So there's this big, it's the celebration of this Chris can explain it to me better. They're called the Antorchistas de Guadalupe. Anyway, they do this big marathon run across the country. They start in Mexico City like 2 weeks ago, and it's literally they run in packs and they cross the whole country on foot, and they're making a pilgrimage from two different places. They're making a pilgrimage between one place and the other, and it takes about 2 weeks. They run all day and they run all night, and they have groups, so it's a relay marathon, and they do this whole thing. And anytime they come through a town, everyone in the town follows the antorchistas. They follow the marathon runners, and they throw fireworks, and it's usually a big celebration for the 3 days before the marathon runners come through. And tonight is like the culmination of everything. So it's going to be just nonstop. We had to bring all the cats inside at like 5:30 because they started setting off fireworks at 5:30, and then the parade went by. That's the runners, and then now everybody's going to be coming back from that, and they're going to have a huge celebration to finish it off, and it's just going to be nonstop fireworks for like 3 hours. So I won't want to stream for that because it'll be just nonstop. You'll hear it in the background. It's not going to be a pleasant experience. So on these nights, we just hunker down with the cats and just watch TikTok while explosions go off around us for 2-3 hours. It's chaos. All right.
Do you see that?
All right. There's another. Why did it just pause on me? Okay. Oh, there's a trap there. That's why. Well, he failed it. She failed at disarming that. Oh, there's that symbol on the house.
My warp sight reveals something.
Okay, there's a door there. Oh yeah, to the cultist lair. Here we go.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Let's see what we're looking for in here.
I always have a backup plan.
O Messiah, grant me the wisdom to perceive.
I think she has my
I'm
highest
restless.
demolition.
Never doubt me.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Duty prevails. The Emperor favors me today.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, I guess we have to go through that door. Looks like it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We found the crazy cult people. Crazy cult people. And they're all chanting Edge of Daybreak. Welcome to the channel of Flame King. Don't forget we're multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Uh-oh. Creepy abomination. I shoot one of them and...
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Your Emperor won't save you!
What is that? Pink horror. Is that the... That's nasty. That's literally what it's called, is the pink horror. We're gonna have to timestamp this. Pink horror cultists. All right. Let's go ahead and get our positions. Oh, I don't want to level up. Argenta, you take the other side. I keep clicking the wrong thing because they're ready to level up. It's if I click that button. Ah! That's really annoying. If you click the yellow part of their icon, it wants you to level up the character. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, she gets to go first. Well, we're going to give it to... Argenta, because she's got the burst shot.
Captain.
Oh, yeah, look at that. We can get...
Faith without deeds is worthless. A prayer.
Does she have any grenades? I don't think she does. Oh, she does. Yes, she does.
I'll do it. And purify. Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, and I got enough momentum to go
Power
into
resides in the will of the righteous.
my specialty.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is worthless. You, my Emperor. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, cats are freaking out. In reality, no. Can we do lidless stare? It's probably gonna get... I can get all of them.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Nicely done. Here it comes. Oh! Alright, let's mark some prey.
On it. Who if not me?
Oh, it dodged. Mofo.
I'll make it happen.
What's up? Dora está bien. Bueno, estos son de la calle. Los otros no. 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 Alright, Chris is having a hard time with one of our cats, Mary, because she really wants to go outside. But we're not wanting to let him. We're not supposed to let him out tonight because of the fireworks.
It's as good as done. You never stood a chance.
I'll need to wrap up after this fight so I can go help her deal with the animals, because this is not going to be a good night for all the animals tonight. There goes. That's the first firework. I just heard it. It's about 9 o'clock. So they're starting.
Anything else? Was that you? Or
ouch. Oh, what was that? They're trying to raise the veil. That's not good.
I'll do it.
Indeed. Aha! An exemplary strike. It will be done. We'll rule the stars themselves. At your beck and call. Target well struck. Gray hair, sure hand.
Can I chuck this back there at those dudes? No, I better just stick to here.
I will do my duty. It will be done. Oh, an exemplary strike.
Alright, I can get all the way back there, so. Oh, really? It didn't take them all the way out? Alright. So, we're going to do a quick tip entry here into the Rogue Trader series. So if you've not seen these before, when I come across something that I think is worthwhile, we'll do a quick tip video. So in this case, you'll notice that if you're in combat and we have something called veil degradation. If you've been playing this game for a while, you probably know what this is, but if you're new to the game, essentially what veil degradation is, every time someone in the encounter uses psyker powers, it could be on your side, it could be on the other side, every action that a psyker takes, every magic that they cast, raises the level of veil degradation. It says here at the beginning of combat, veil degradation usually starts at 0. It increases by 1 for each use of a minor psychic power and by 3 for each use of a mega psychic power, and it decreases by 1 each round. It says the higher the chance of an Imperium bleeding into our reality, a fact that it is invariably destructive and damaging. So you can see demons spawn in and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you'll hear in the audio like there's an echoing effect going on, and you'll start seeing these like purple elements across as like, not the torches per se, but like you'll see these like swirling mists and things, and you'll start hearing voices and the ghosts that you see on the screen and everything else. Now that's bad. So it becomes this balancing act of how far can I push the veil degradation before other stuff starts stopping on the battlefield, right? Other stuff starts spawning. So if you have a leader in your party, in this case I have Cassia, who is an officer. I guess it's not a leader anymore. That's what it was called in beta. If you have an officer in your party, they have this ability called Mend Reality. And this is something you have to choose to take as you're leveling up the character. But this ability, Mend Reality, decreases the veil degradation by 7 points. All allies gain 7 deflection against all warp damage and damage from psychic powers till the end of the navigator's next turn. The most important thing here, though, is the actual removal of 7 points of veil degradation. So this purple bar on the left-hand side of my character's avatar represents the current level of degradation, and it tells you at the top what the number is. It's currently at 16. And if you're anything above 15 to 20 is when bad things can happen and things can spawn into the battlefield. So it's a balancing act, and this is why I would suggest that you have, if you're going to have a psyker in your party, you need to also have an officer in your party who can counter any of the powerful psychic abilities that you're going to be using on the field. And especially as we saw a minute ago with this encounter, the other sorcerers in their party were using abilities and cranked that veil degradation up just within their turn, even though I hadn't really done anything yet. So having an officer in your party is hugely beneficial because you can sit here and go bloop,
If I may.
and we've just brought it back down, represented by the green, and then it fades back down. So now you hear the sound effects? It went away. All the ghosts disappeared. All that shimmering purple light, not from the torches, but the other stuff. That was the Empyrean side, the veil being broken and all that chaos leaking into our reality. So that's a quick tip, is to, when you have an officer in your party, make sure you take that mend reality ability, because it does help you balance veil degradation in the field, and that could be a hugely useful component in long-term combat. If you liked the tip, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Follow along for more. And we're going to finish the rest of this fight now that we're done with the quick tip. Okay, we're almost done with this fight.
Be
Give me a
careful
point
not
to
to
Abelard.
cross my gaze.
Target well struck.
I'll see to it personally. I refuse.
Will do.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
On it.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
I guess that one's already down. Alright.
Indeed. I took care of this.
Ah! Finally. Oh, it spawned 2 more. That's not good. Now I've got blue horrors on the field. And we've got manifestation happening. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it dodged, but it put it right in line for my melee, except I can't hit it with melee.
My vow is to serve.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Reduced to dust. I'd rather not.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
The scriptural vital function successfully terminated.
Blaspheming heretic. Cult leader. Alexander doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with grating, rasping laughter. Of course I know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse of the throne. Didn't you flee from us shedding tears? She steps forward, grabs him by the scruff of his neck. I am one of the Adeptus Sororitas, and I've never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of humankind. Can't you see he's trying to get under your skin? I bet he wants a quick bullet to the head instead of a bonfire. Argenta, wait. The heretic must be interrogated. Pascal pulls a number of instruments out of his robes, and you would bet your life that the purpose of these items isn't to disassemble machines. He says casually, should you encounter difficulties during the information extraction process, I would recommend precise targeting of ganglia. Ooh, what is this true god? You will know in time. How do you know Argenta? Not on footfall, in another place. She flew right in like a bird into a snare. She whispers 2 words as if against her will. Salus Prime. Argenta, what's he talking about? Planet, place. Doesn't matter. I know these heretics. I fought them, was gravely wounded, but I swear I never turned from them and ran. If you truly have seen Salus Prime, someone among you must know a way to get there. Do you have your own ship and navigator? Answer me. Alright, I need something more coherent. Alright, take care of him. It's a daybreak is nigh. Oh, yep, she took care of him. Before we leave this den, let's round up what remains of the blasphemers with the cleanses place with purifying flame. We can also find clues as to where they came from. We need to talk, but it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart. Ooh. Oh, these are all heretical stuff, so I'll end up just selling them. Okay.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The wearer raises momentum to 175 when they kill 5 enemies in a row in 1 turn. Hey, I've done that before. Not a lot, but it has happened. Alright, I
keep
don't
your eye on the
think...
prize.
I don't think there's anything else to see in here.
Let us not dawdle.
She mentioned something about continuing to round up blasphemers, but I honestly don't see any more tunnels or anything to follow. So I think that's it.
I always keep my options open.
Footfall Shadow Quarters. In any case, everybody, that's a good point for me to wrap up. I need to go help Chris with all the cats and everything tonight because we got fireworks that just started about 10 minutes ago and they're going to start getting worse, and I got to help her keep the... I guess Mary's being a really naughty girl, so I need to go help with that. And plus, no one's going to want to hear all the fireworks going off when they start banging around. I'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early, so stick around. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Trying to think. Wednesday night, I know we're going to be streaming World of Warcraft on Wednesday night, but it's mostly going to be Rogue Trader until we beat this game. So stick around for all that stuff. But every single day, I've got a new schedule that I'm trying out right now. Co-Carnage inspired me, because he just dumps stuff on YouTube. And granted, he's primarily on Twitch, but all of his YouTube stuff, like, he just dumps like 20-30 videos a day on YouTube, and he's grown his channel quite a lot over the years. Obviously, you know, Twitch being his main channel, but YouTube being his side. So I've been trying something out for the last couple of days. It's interesting to see how it works. But I'm producing, basically I do my stream in the morning at 5:30, and that goes to about 6:37, and then there's sometimes a little bit of a break, but starting at 9 a.m. I'm pushing 1 video every hour from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So there's a slew of stuff that's coming out throughout the day on YouTube, and then the stream in the morning and the stream at night. So I would urge you, if you haven't already done so, to make sure to check out the other playlists, because it's not just Rogue Trader. I'm producing videos around Baldur's Gate 3 on the Xbox, World of Warcraft, Rogue Trader. We've got gaming news. I'm going to be talking about that new indie game that just went under. Was it the Days Gone or Days Before, something like that? The game was out for 4 days, and the studio announced that it was closing, so they just took all that money from everybody and yanked the carpet out from under them. They've already shut down the website. Oh yeah, it's a shitstorm. Even Forbes reported on it. Like, I caught it on Forbes actually, and I was like, oh my god, like, it was getting horrible reviews on Steam. I think the only person who said anything positive about it was Asmongold. So I'm going to cover that news article in the morning. Stuff like that. I'm going to talk about the Skull and Bones release, hopefully finally happening in February. So yeah, I would say check out all the other playlists if you like what you saw here tonight. Don't forget we are multi-streaming every morning, every evening. Join the Discord. Links are down below. Catch you guys next time.